they have scientists there. What we know, they have microbiologists who are working in biological labs, developing weapon of mass destruction. They are working on it. Even the UN reported that they have weapons engineers.
Weapon what?
Weapon engineers.
Weapon engineers.
Yes.
So we're potentially facing biological warfare as well.
Caliphate is that it's a system. I would say it's a government system which is running a country, and you have, I don't know. I mean, should I explain this Sharia law? It's
Yes.
okay. Basically, it's defined by the religion itself. It has its own judicial system, its own educational system. For example, they don't have so many subjects to teach which is related to science. So it's all this about the religion. Honestly, the caliphate is not my strength. That's more about other members of the team. But yeah, that's the plan. I think that.
So it's basically a global type government that falls under Sharia law.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they want. That's the long-term plan.
That's a long-term plan, and I think this is the key where their strength is, that we don't plan on a long term. Our leaders are planning for 4 years. They have this plan, and you cannot even put a timeline onto it, because if it, as Jesse Perilla wrote, he just released a book, and I loved the title. If it takes 1,000 years, doesn't matter. Keep going.
Like China.
Like China, exactly. So they are learning.
In their eyes, what constitutes a takeover of a country?
That's a good.
Where do they find what is successful in their minds when it comes to taking over an entire country?
When you start to talk to them and negotiate with them. That's already a good point. It's already a good point. I mean, just to see that we know that a couple of people in the Central Libyan Bank, they are Al-Qaeda members. And they are controlling, millions of dollars. We are negotiating with them. I mean, we are having trade with them.
It's not necessarily planting a flag.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's influence.
It's how much influence they have over the
And
government.
they have a massive influence in Europe. It's crazy to see that, how, it has a history, like after 2001, the 9/11 attacks. Obviously, societies developed, this anti-Muslim attitude. So, for example, in Europe, we used NGOs, to kind of calm down, this kind of attitude, because obviously it's not about religion. We can't say that every Muslim, they are terrorists. It's not true. We know that it's nothing to do actually with the religion itself. And these NGOs just got so powerful in especially in Europe, that they are influencing governments. For example, in Switzerland. Switzerland seems so neutral, actually is a center of terrorism in Europe.
Are you serious?
I work with, I work with several analysts, and I have several partners. Obviously, I cannot reach out to every country, but we have Swiss partners, and they are telling us that what's going on in Switzerland, terrorist recruitment, financing terrorism, and actually there are terrorists who proved to belong to Al-Qaeda, and they are Swiss nationals. And the government is not deporting. There was, I think, recently 2 or 3 months ago that they could suspect the guy belonged to Al Qaeda, and they couldn't deport him because of the law.
Because of the what?
Law, because of the law, you know? He has a second citizenship or got the refugee status, and you can't deport.
You brought up scientists and innovation
Yeah.
just a few minutes ago. What kind of innovations are they doing right now other than this invisible bomb?
So I think that's kind of shows that, the operational part is running, right? Because it's just running by itself. It's set up, it's working. So what they did is that they have scientists there. What we know, they have microbiologists who are working in biological labs, developing weapon of mass destruction. They are working on it. Even the UN reported that they have weapons engineers.
Weapon what?
Weapon engineers.
Weapon engineers.
Yes. To build new weapons. For example, we know that they are working on drones.
So we're potentially facing biological warfare as well.
It's on the platter, yes.
What kind of biological weapons?
We exactly don't know, not yet.
Viruses?
They are working on modifying agents to make it more lethal. And there is an Al Qaeda microbiologist, and he was detained. His name is Yazid Sufat. He is a Malaysian, actually, he's a former military. He studied in the United States. And he was detained until 2019. Then his close monitoring ended in 2021. 2022, he was already working in Afghanistan in a lab.
Where are they testing these?
They already tested
Where?
in Afghanistan.
What was the outcome?
It's working.
It's working. What else are they innovating?
These are the two what we actually know until now.
Drones and biological
Yes.
warfare.
Yes.
The invisible bomb, which is
Yeah.
already
That's
complete.
already done, and the invisible vests. So they are just doing their job. And I think the crazy part is that they do all this without intelligence interference, foreign intelligence interference.
No matter where you're watching Shawn Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts.